Hello again. Welcome to this week's Channel Control. Yep. Let's go. Marvel's New Warriors. A couple days ago, we had the announcement that Melania Vantrub was given the role of Squirrel Girl, and Derek Feller had got the role of Mr. Immortal. And pretty much the next day, they gave the rest of the cast. So we've got Jeremy Tardy, who played Rashid in Dear White People. Awesome show and movie. He's going to be Dwayne Taylor, which is Night Thrasher. Callum Worthy from Austin and Alley as Robbie Baldwin, Speedball. Matthew Moy, Two Broke Girls, Han, little itty bitty Han. He's going to be Zach Smith, also aka Microbe, and Kate Comer from The Comeback as Deborah Fields or Debris. There's an article that I wrote, or someone wrote, on Cinelinks.com. It's up there if you want to check out the initial announcement of the whole New Warriors series. As far as the characters, a lot of them I really don't know. I know the group. I'm more familiar with Night Thrasher and Speedball. Squirrel Girl, not so much. I did pick up the comic book recently that she came out in, but that's a character that Jason from SNS knows way better than I do. Mr. Immortal, another one, didn't really know him, but it's a character who dies and comes back to life. It's kind of one note, but whatever. I expect the series to be good, but let's hear what BC has to say about it.
What's up, guys? Sorry I couldn't be there in person. Once again, it has been a really long week, so I just had way too much going on. Couldn't make it out there. Back in the ring, all sorts of things. Wrestling, I'm broken. Anyway, I'm sorry I'm not there, but I figured I had to send something in there, talk to you guys about all these awesome stories, everything going down in the news. I don't know if Rob's going to break this up and just kind of sprinkle it throughout the whole show so you get a lot of little doses of me, or you're just going to get this one big video. We'll figure it out. Anyway, guys, a lot of great stories in the news. Most importantly, we got our Squirrel Girl actress, Melania Vantrub. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but I absolutely love this girl. She's in This Is Us, and she's the AT&T girl, and she's one of the most adorable chicks on the planet, like real talk. So I am uber excited to see this. Cannot wait to see her in the role of Squirrel Girl. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I have a lot of faith in this. I think it's going to be funny. I think it's going to be really good. I think it's going to be a great show. So I'm excited for it. It's going to be a good blend of comedy and Marvel, which is what Marvel does best. So excited for that. Derek Feller playing Mr. Immortal, the guy who just never dies, just keeps coming back to life and whatnot. You got Jeremy Tardy from Dear White People, and Callum Worthy from Austin and Alley as Speedball. Speedball is going to be awesome to see finally on live action, so that's going to be really cool. Two Broke Girls as Matthew Moy is in there, and we got Kate Comer from The Comeback. So it's got a great cast, very strong, could be a lot of fun, and could go for a couple seasons. I think it could really work, and I think this is a big step for Marvel. A little bit different than the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or the Netflix shows, because it's going to be a little more of a comedy, if I'm not mistaken about that. But I'm really excited for this, and I think it's really going to work out really well for Marvel.
All right. Thank you very much, BC. And we will be seeing New Warriors sometime this fall, and hopefully it's going to be good, even though it's on Freefall, and, I expect it to be okay. It's a comedy. As if it's better than Powerless, I'm good. All right? Moving along. The Orville, new show by Seth MacFarlane coming out on Fox, which, when I saw it, a lot of people said it was a Galaxy Quest ripoff, or it's Galaxy Quest. It seems that this show is going to be a whole lot more than what people expected. The show will contain people who have been on Star Trek. The executive producer of the show is Brandon Braga. If you don't know who he is, he was basically the man behind the new Yeah, Star Trek: The New Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Enterprise. He did a lot, and this man is now helping on the Orville. He said he's looking to do a lot more meaningful and relevant stories on the show. Seth MacFarlane even said that even though the show is being pushed as a comedy, there's going to be a serious tone to it in certain episodes and so on. So I mean, yeah, there's going to be some ha-has because Seth MacFarlane, of course, but you've already got someone who built Star Trek up to what it is, whether you like that or not. You have people that were in Star Trek that are going to be on the show. They're going to be kind of Star Trek serious stories on there. So, I kind of I'm thinking Orville is going to kick Star Trek Discovery's ass. And the only reason why is because CBS is putting Star Trek Discovery behind that fucking paywall. And if you have to pay CBS to watch their show, people, as I've said in weeks past, people were already like, I already have cable. I'm not paying you extra to watch one show. So, yeah, the Orville is looking at very good, and I'm expecting that this one is going to get a couple seasons out of it. How many? Not sure. 4 or 5, maybe more. Who knows? But they're looking really good to me right now. Next up, we've got the Emmys. They made their nomination announcements this week, and I was going to do a whole lot more about it, but yeah, we're probably going to get to that in a couple of weeks. I mean, the Emmys will not be until September. All they did was give us the nominees, and people were talking about who got snubbed and who should not be there and so on. And BC actually has a little bit to say about that.
As far as the Emmys go, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I didn't really look too much into the Emmys. I never really do. Emmys are not something that I get really too excited about. I don't know why. I just never hype out. As much as I get excited about the Oscars, you'd think I would care about the Emmys too, but I really don't. I care more about the nerdies that Rob's running. So y'all be prepared for the nerdies. Those are going to be absolutely awesome. So we should have some announcements about those really soon, since the Emmys are finally out now. So get ready for the nerdies, guys, because they are coming.
All right, so when we eventually get into it, we're not really going to talk about who was snubbed, or maybe we will, but it'll be in a couple of weeks. But the Emmys will be, the 69th Emmy Awards will be on CBS September 17th. And the nerdies should not be too far after that is aired. So, yay, nerdies. You can watch that on SNS Live Thursdays at 8 p.m. Central. Last week I talked about a Jersey Shore show that was going to be on TV. And it is a reunion type show, but it's more of getting together to talk about the show back. What the characters were like then, everyone was like then, and how they are now years later when people have started families or their little businesses or whatever they're doing now, how they've progressed in the past. How many years is it? I don't know. But MTV has come out and said that they have nothing to do with this. This is not their show. It's not a Jersey Shore production. It appears that this is more of a documentary type show where, like I said, they're just getting the cast together and talking about the show then and how much they've grown in the past years or whatever it may be. The pilot show is going to be the Jersey Shore cast. They're looking at doing other reality show personalities, but nothing has been mentioned about any other cast or anything like that. So I don't know if they're going to do like a season of just Jersey Shore folks, or if they're just going to do one episode and, here's what they did and here's where they are now and move along. But we will eventually find out as more information comes in. But as of right now, this is all we know, and that the show will eventually be on the E channel. So, with the Kardashians and all that. Blah, blah, blah. Doctor Who, well, the BBC has made their announcement as to who the new Doctor Who will be, and it's going to be a woman. The BBC announced during Wimbledon that Jodie Whittaker will be the 13th Doctor for the series. So a lot of people got their wish. Finally got a woman as Doctor Who, which really isn't a big deal because River was kind of a Time Lord, sorta. Either way, it was a woman. It's possible to be done, and the new one is now a woman. Jodie Whittaker will be the new Doctor. She has starred in Broadchurch alongside David Tennant, who was the 10th Doctor? Yes, the 10th Doctor. And she was also in a movie way back, I believe in 2011, called Attack the Block with John Boyega, where there were aliens attacking the ghetto. Shit you not. But it is a good movie. See if you can find it. Check it out. I haven't watched Doctor Who since the second season that Matt Smith was in there because he just annoyed the piss out of me. And I stopped watching. I just couldn't do it anymore. When Peter Capaldi came around, I thought that I could get back into it, but I was so far out that I honestly didn't care anymore. I can say now that I may try to watch it now that Jodie Whittaker is taking over, and this will be after the Christmas show where Capaldi will make his exit. I may watch it. I may not watch it. We'll see what happens. You can watch the first 10 seasons, I believe, or the first 9 seasons of Doctor Who on Amazon Prime, and for the next 15 days, actually by the time you see this, it will be 13 or 14 days left on BBC America to watch the entire season. Moving along, we will get into our channel surfing segment, and I'm going to let BC kick this one off.
Channel surfing time, guys. And once again, yep, I'm not surfing on any new shows. I do apologize. It is the summer. So everything I'm watching is really me trying to catch up on shows I haven't watched yet. But the main show that I am watching now is I just watched Stranger Things. Stranger Things was so good, man. It was like the Goonies meets Monster Squad almost. It's so much fun. It brings the 80s back to life. It was really cool, man. And it's like the good part of the 80s, not the bright colors and the stupid aerobic stuff. It brings the fun part of the 80s, the growing up in the 80s, being a kid in the 80s back to life. And it was so much fun, man. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with the show. And I cannot wait for Saturday, because next Saturday I'll be in Hall H at San Diego Comic-Con for the Stranger Things Season 2 panel, which is why I went ahead and binged this now. I was actually going to wait and binge it later on, like closer to October, closer to Season 2, but then I realized I'm going to be in the panel, or I'm going to be in the Hall H for the panel of Stranger Things Season 2, so I was like, well, screw it. I have got to get in there now. I've got to watch this now so I don't go in there and not know what they expect from the panel. So I absolutely loved Stranger Things. It's incredible. Winona Ryder was on point, and Millie Bobby Brown playing 11 is absolutely incredible. That's the one thing I'll say about the Emmys. How Barb got a Emmy nomination is beyond me. She had like 4 lines in that, and that one doesn't really make much sense to me, but whatever. It is what it is. It was a great season. Stranger Things. I loved it so much. I'm telling. Don't worry, guys. When fall comes back around and new shows roll back out, channels, I'll be a lot more up to date on new shows and whatnot. So,
well, it's about goddamn time you watched Stranger Things. Of course, I was not a big fan of the show. The beginning of it. The first couple episodes, I don't know. I just could not get into it. I only got into Stranger Things in like the end of the 5th episode and on. Let's say 6, 7, 8 is when I was really like, okay, this show has gotten good. Maybe I'm weird. Everyone has freaking loved this show, and I was the only one that was like, until episode 6. So, all right. Uh, my shows are Death Note. Still watching that. However, I've gotten to the point in Death Note where, and this happens with almost every anime for me, it may be an awesome story, and you get to a point where I think they should end it, but they keep going. And I'm looking at this like, there's more to this. I mean, you could have ended this 2 episodes ago and just say, hey, bam, that's it. It's over. It's done. So and so won. But no, they keep going. I mean, I'm actually kind of struggling to watch the rest of it. I'm going to keep going. But anyway, friends from college. A lot of reviewers online aren't really liking this because they're saying the cast they have is being wasted. And I mean, Colby Smulders, Michael Keegan Key, Fred Savage. So many good actors in this. And I mean, I like it for what it is. It's, this kind of I don't want to say big chill, but if you like the show Happy Endings, you're probably going to enjoy this show. And I liked Happy Endings. I mean, it's not exactly like it. There are a whole bunch of different elements as far as, what happened. It's just, like it says, it's friends from college who are friends now, and they're all together, and shit they do together, deal with each other, put up with each other's shit. There's affairs going on with members of the group. And, I mean, it's okay. It's not a great show. It passes the time. I haven't finished it yet. However, it is 8 episodes, a half an hour each, so it's not that long. It's not a chore to get through. It's just that I've been busy this weekend also, so I haven't just binge watched through the whole thing already. I'm about halfway through, so yeah. I mean, it's decent. Will it get renewed? From what I'm seeing so far, probably not. If it does, good for them. If not, it's kind of expected. It's kind of going like Girl Boss, except not as scattered. As far as I'm concerned, it's not that scattered. So we'll see what happens. And next we have Game of Thrones. No, I haven't watched it yet, but I will be watching it later tonight. Or by the time you see this, I will have already watched it. So, yeah, the wibbly wobbly timey wimey thing. I'm waiting for Game of Thrones. I want to see what's going to happen. Something tells me that this first episode is not going to be much. I don't know why. It feels like they're going to just be setting up stories for later on, pretty much this whole season. And they're going to finish off those stories the other half of the season they show later next year or whatever. I've got nothing much to say about it. It's not that I'm not excited. It's just I am excited to see this show back on TV again. It's like, yes, but I know they're just going to kind of, here's a show. And that's it. And we're going to be sitting there going, that's it. I mean, kill one person. Kill somebody good. Or have Arya do some awesome shit. And I'll be happy. And Game of Thrones tonight. Okay, so let's move on into our Love It or Leave It. Shows that are renewed or canceled. And we actually have some shows that are renewed. So let's have BC talk to us about the shows that are renewed or canceled.
On to another big story is the renewed shows. Dear White People coming back for a season 2. That's what's up, based on a popular movie that was real big at Sundance, or was it Sundance or was it Cannes? I don't know. One of those. Dear White People was a big movie. They loved it over there. I don't know how it did when it went wide release, but I know when it was at the festivals, it was doing really well. So that's where we got the show from, and I'm pretty sure Rob likes the show. I haven't actually got a chance to catch it. I do want to watch it because it looks really good, and I'm excited that they're getting another season. So I'll definitely have to check that out. But the biggest renewal is definitely F is for Family. I love F is for Family. I think Bill Burr is one of my all-time favorite comedians now. I really enjoy him when he pops up in small roles in movies and whatnot, and his stand-up is absolutely incredible, guys. So I am really excited that we will be getting a season 3 of F is for Family. It is one of my favorite adult animated films or animated series. So I'm really excited about that. Cannot wait to see what Bill Burr has in store for a 3rd season. So
Yes, yes. I am so happy that Dear White People has been renewed. And F is for Family, that's good too. I haven't watched the 2nd season yet, so I need to watch that. Because, Bill Burr is a pretty good comedian, and I'd give it a look-see. And there's a whole bunch of Bill Burr stand-up shows on Netflix, so you can check those out. But as far as Dear White People, what BC was saying, it did debut at Sundance Festival, and it opened up in 11 theaters when it came stateside and made about $350,000 from 11 theaters. So they pushed it out to more theaters, and it made a bit over $4 million. It was a limited release, but I mean, the movie did pretty well financially, and Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 91%. So, regardless of people telling you this show is horrible because it's a show that points out the faults of white people and blah, 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 as I said before, it ain't about white people. That's just the name of this show. This show is more about black people and the shit that they have to deal with amongst themselves with other black people than it has to do with what black people have to deal with white people. Yes, there are some issues with white people in it, but you know what? That is not the major part of the show. And if you just look at the book's cover and say, I hate it because it's labeled Dear White People, then you probably shouldn't watch it anyway. It's not for you. The show is way too smart for you. Moving along, our DVDs of the week.
DVD releases, there's a bunch coming out, so I didn't know much about that. But
we've got Teen Wolf Season 6, a show I watched probably the first 2 or 3 episodes of, and when it was not the same Teen Wolf that I was used to, it just had the characters' names and a whole MTV angsty thing, I was done. Of course, it's MTV. They have their own audience. And yeah, the DVD's out. The 100, Season 4. Watched the first season. The first season was good. Started watching the second season, and I couldn't do it. There was just something about that second season that it bored the shit out of me. Season 3, didn't watch it because I didn't watch Season 2. And 4, again, after Season 1, that Season 2 just freaking killed that show for me. It is available on Netflix, so you can go there, watch all 4 seasons, and yeah. The Expanse, Season 2, another show, haven't watched. I need to get to that this summer before, it gets just so far along that I just can't keep up. That, Killjoys, and Dark Matter. Dark Matter, I've tried watching it, and Killjoys, I have watched an episode or 2. That one looks very good to me. It's just finding the time to watch it. Dark Matter is kind of for me, and The Expanse, I haven't seen anything for it. So anyway, Season 2, that is out. Adventure Time, the complete 7th season. I haven't watched 1 episode, so yeah. What do you got, BC?
Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you're enjoying this episode of Channel Control. Back to you, Rob. Take care.
That is apparently all the show that we have right now. Hope you enjoyed what you heard, saw, anything else. All the social media info is down below. I'm not doing BC's rundown of his whole name and everything he does. It's down below. You can check us all out on SNS Live every Thursday, 8 p.m. Central, where Jason, Cora, Matt, me, BC will bring you all the news that's nerdy and so on in the world. And but when you're done watching us there, you can go check out Cinelinks.com for all your news, reviews, nerd news, and more. Go to Cinelinks.com. Thank you for watching our show today, and hopefully I will have one of these two guys in about 2 weeks, because next week we will be at San Diego Comic-Con, where I will try to sit in on as many show panels as I can, record what I can, so maybe I'll upload something from there. Who knows? But I will be extremely busy at SDCC with the rest of the SNS crew. BC, Jason, Ricardo will be there, so yeah. Anyway, this is going on long enough. Thank you, and goodbye.